What's up, guys?
Devin, what's day one like for you? Just getting out there, getting adjusted, getting your first taste of really being in the NFL.
Honestly, it's just fun. Being a rookie, first day in the league, it's a learning curve, but, I got a great group of guys around me who are pushing me hard and holding me accountable. So, I'm just having fun, trying to put my best foot forward.
Your roommate is Jaylen. And so what's it like to have a familiar face that you can connect with, go over some of the plays with back at the hotel, and kind of go through this process together?
Yeah, no, for sure gives some comfortability, making the transition easier. Obviously, we know the standard that we hold ourselves to coming from our program at Washington, and that's in a championship level football. So us being able to do walkthroughs together, go through our playbook together, study, I'm asking him questions about what's your coach telling you in your room about how he's seeing it, and we're just trading back and forth notes and things like that, just trying to iron sharpen iron type of thing,
You guys both had a pretty good day yesterday, right? I know you went like 5 for 5. I know you had one particularly impressive catch there. Just how did that feel for you guys both to be able to go out there and have such a good performance on day one?
Yeah,
I'm with butterflies, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, still got them. Still new to all this thing. Like I said earlier, it's a learning curve, but to be able to go out, just try and do my job and execute to the best of my abilities, and have a play or two here or there where I show up, it's a good feeling. It just proves to yourself that you're prepared and ready for the moment.
And two, it seems like you do have quite a bit of speed to be able to do some of that vertical stuff versus kind of some of the traditional tight end routes that you're kind of used to seeing, maybe the short yardage type stuff. Can you just speak to that a little bit? Just being able to be kind of diverse in what you're able to offer as a route runner.
Yeah, I mean, as a route runner, I feel like, a big part of the reason why I was drafted here was because of my speed and explosiveness, athleticism. And so I know that the coaches want to put me in situations where I'm just able to showcase that.
Speaking of that, you got a couple of free releases yesterday. You expect them to tighten those up on you after yesterday's catches?
It might be a little more eyes on 82 today, but, like I said, we're all just trying to get out there and learn and do our jobs and be as detailed as we can. And so I'm sure defense is going to do their thing, and I'm going to do my thing as well.
We spoke at the Combine about the Washington contingent here, and you were saying how much you would love to join those guys. How much have you heard from any of those guys, ever since the draft?
Yeah, so I've heard from pretty much all of them. The last 2 weeks before I got up here, I was at FSP, where I've been training this whole time with Joe Tryon. So been able to pick his brain for the last about 2 weeks, just ask what the culture's like, the people, everything like that. That's been good. Exchanged some text messages and a couple calls with Cade as well, just kind of similar, just asking questions, trying to get familiar with what I'm getting myself into. Had the cool opportunity to meet Vita for the first time this couple weeks ago at the spring football game at UW. So, yeah, no, it's been all good, and I look forward to, when those vets come in. I'm sure they'll be excited to see me and J-Mac.
The real inside track with those guys, not only the inside track to this building, but even like the restaurants, where to live, things like that. All the things that people don't think about that come with coming to the city.
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, logistically, like you said, these guys have all established themselves here in Tampa, and so they're definitely going to be great resources to have to be able to navigate the city and whatnot.
Devin, you've had some wars with Oregon the last 2 wars this particular season, and then years past. Now Bucky Irving's a teammate of yours. You had a chance to watch what he's been able to do against your defense. What do you like about his game?
Man, I first and foremost, I would say I'm glad that Bucky's on my team now. Feel bad for anybody who's got open space trying to make a tackle on that guy. Exciting. It's fun to see him run around. We all know he's a super special athlete, and as we continue to develop and learn, I'm sure that he'll establish a really good role for himself here this fall.
And I would imagine you guys will have some bets, once a year in the fall time when it comes to the
Sure, we'll see. I know we got a few ducks in the building, a few dogs in the building. So when that time comes around this next year, it should be fun in the building.
Well, in your position coach.
Yep,
Also
Coach Peel. Yep.
What are your initial impressions of him?
Man, Coach Peel is awesome. I got a lot of respect and appreciation for the way he coaches football. He's a great teacher. I think, I was kind of talking about it earlier. Coming from Washington, our job as the player is to grind, refine, and compete. And the job of our coaches is to teach, critique, and demand. And I feel like he's well-balanced and well-versed in the teaching, critiquing, and demanding. He's never going to tear you down or belittle you or anything like that, but he's definitely going to critique you hard, let you know where you can be better, and just hope that you can, go into the next day and work on the things that he told you and keep getting better.
Given your speed and your size at tight end,
Who are some of the tight ends, maybe in the NFL or college beyond that you look to modeling a game after?
Yeah, there's definitely a few guys that I kind of feel like I have similar body type and play style to. First guy that comes to mind is, David Njoku, Jonnu Smith, Darren Waller, Evan Ingram. All those just kind of, a little bit faster, quicker, explosive type of tight end bodies.
As far as, coming to this camp, you kind of have a leg up because you have Tanner Tala in the room with you, who's been through with the team last year. What has been like to be able to have him as a resource to kind of pick his brain going through this whole process?
Yeah, no, man. Tanner's been a huge help coming into this process. Obviously, as a rookie, I'm looking for as much help as I can get, and he's been, a great resource. Completely open door with him. I've been sitting in the special teams meeting, even I'm thinking about a note or something I heard from a position meeting. I'm like, hey, what's the call on this again? He'll get me right, Well, if you get this look, then make sure you do your feet this way and different things like that. And I can tell that he's definitely a detailed hard worker, and so I'll look to him and a lot more of the guys in our room as well to, seek advice.
A little different climate than Seattle. How did you adjust to that? Will you work out here during the year, try to kind of get used to that before we get to August and it's really hot?
Yeah, most definitely. It's a lot different from the Pacific Northwest, without a doubt. A lot hotter. Thing I'm adjusting to the most is really the humidity, But we got great nutrition and support staff around us, making sure we're staying on top of our fueling and hydration and everything like that to, prevent injuries and all those types of things. But that, just like the learning curve of football, it's going to be a little bit of a learning curve getting used to playing in this heat as well.
Can you feel it does your body feel a little more depleted, I guess, after practice or even like the next day versus like when you're practicing up in the Northwest?
I don't know about necessarily more depleted because, every day I go out there, I'm pushing myself to my limits, trying to work as hard as I can. But I would say some of the different fatigues that you feel in terms of maybe like some like lightheadedness or different things like that kind of come into play. But I would say, same amount of depletion or tiredness after a practice in Seattle.
Air a little heavier.
Yeah, I make the joke. I feel like I'm drinking the air out there a little bit.
Well, it rains a lot here too, but it's a different style of rain.
Yeah.
It's a very heavy rain.
Most definitely. Not that little drizzle that we be getting in Seattle.
But it's not an all day. Sometimes it'll rain all day here, but a lot of times it's heavy, but it can be quick.
Anything else? What's your game plan this offseason body-wise? I don't know if you want to add. Lose weight, just kind of game plan for that.
Yeah, no, honestly, I'm pretty happy with my body weight right now. I'm sitting at about like 245, almost 250. So if I can just manage between 240 and 250, I feel like I'll find myself in a good spot. Obviously, I don't want to get too oversized because I'd like to still be able to use my speed and quickness to my advantage. But there's some big boys in this league out here on the edge, so I got to make sure I got some lead in the pants.
What's the coach's last season at, like weight-wise?
I was around 235 when I finished up. Yeah.
Is the coaching staff happy with the weight that you're at right now? Because they talked about, that you're a really impressive blocker despite not being a big guy.
Yeah, I haven't heard too much feedback in terms of my body composition or anything like that. I'm sure. Obviously, I've only been here for 2 days, so I'm sure that going down the road, we'll get a plan going just to see where they want me at. Weight management wise, if they want me to maintain at a lower 240 or a higher 240 or 238, whatever it may be, we'll get that plan going.
When you were at Washington, that ball's coming to you from a left-hander and it's got some juice on it. Is it hard to get used to the right-hander throwing to you now, being that Penix was throwing to you for a couple of years?
Honestly, no. Because it's kind of like training wheels, or learn how to ride a bike. A lot of the time I'll learn how to catch from a right-handed, quarterback. So it was a big adjustment for sure, learning how to catch from Mike, a lefty. But it's a little easier on the eyes for a receiver. I think any receiver would probably tell you that just because of the spin on the ball is going the way. It's a little easier to track. I'm not sure. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just fine catching from a righty. It's no problem.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate y'all.
Thanks, Devin.
Member staff's comments about Chris